Ladies and gentlemen, the first match on tonight's video is the big Canadian Joe Leduc versus Carlos Colon in a barbed wire match, Hugo Savinovich.
And even though Joe Leduc is the strongest man in the ring right now, and experience in this battle has to be in Carlos Colon. Many matches with the rings surrounded with barbed wire.
Well, yeah, you know, Carlos Colon was born in Puerto Rico, and a lot of things down there are surrounded by barbed wire, you know.
See, Bobby, we just started, and already you're getting into the racial aspects, and this is wrestling. We do not have to talk about those things, and second of all, that's not true.
Well, it is true, you know, born in the... No, that barbed wire is done to that man's back. See, that barbed wire is cutting and tearing.
Yeah, but we have to question also Joe Leduc. He's stronger, but yet he's protecting his hands. Tape.
Well, Joe Leduc's got bad wrists.
Oh, okay. A man is able to pull buses, and he's got bad wrists.
Yeah, bad wrists. Okay. Now, see, he just walked over there and grabbed that barbed wire. You saw what happened to him. I'll tell you something. You know, Carlos Colon, I got to give him credit where credit's due. He knows where that barbed wire belongs, and it don't belong on him.
When this match took place, at the time, Joe Leduc was the North American heavyweight champion, and he had tremendous battles with Carlos Colon, and obviously, Colon wanted to get this man in the ring so nobody else would interfere, and this was the only way that he could get him.
That's right. You know, barbed wire matches are made so people can't come in the ring, and people can't get... Oh, look at Duke's head now. It's busted wide open. That barbed wire, like we said before, is just razor sharp, brother.
A lot of scars in Carlos' body.
And I'll tell you something. Right now, he's got his face right on that barbed wire on that bottom rope, and he's just running it. See that, ladies and gentlemen? He's just running that barbed wire right into his head.
Bobby, I know you have been involved in some tough matches. Have you ever been in a barbed wire match?
I've been in a few of them, Hugo Savinovich.
Have you won a few?
I've won
or lost a few?
I've never lost a match, Hugo Savinovich.
Okay, what's the difference between a regular match and when you know you're surrounded by barbed wire? Does that affect in any way?
Sure, it affects your strategy. You know, you can't use the ropes like you could for leverage.
Do you have in your mind at all times that if you make a mistake, you could cut your neck out or something like
that?
That's
right. You know it all the time. Your body's so vulnerable to the ropes that you try to stay away from the ropes. Like Joe Leduc right there, he knows that he's got to get Carlos Colon down and start running his head that barbed wire, because as hard and as bad as his head's busted open, it's not going to be too much longer, and he's going to lose a lot of energy and a lot of stamina.
Well, in Fast Eddie Grimes has advised us to warn all the viewers right now that during this video, you are going to watch some of the most roughest and bloodiest matches. So get ready for it, because some of the action is going to be rough.
That's right, brother. The bloody of the matches. I'm telling you right now, this is going to be something.
In other words, if you have in mind to eat a sandwich, this is not the right time for it.
No, I wouldn't go out and have me a big old greasy hamburger or nothing. You know what I mean?
Joe Leduc now.
Now, Leduc's got the barbed wire, and he's definitely digging it right into Colon's head now, see? So, turnabout's fair play here, you know what I mean?
Carlos trying to protect himself, but Leduc using all that strength. And
what Colon's trying to do is grab that hand and grab that barbed wire and grab it on the rope so it can't be raked across his face. But as you see...
He was cutting his hands. Sure, by protecting himself, he was still injuring his hands.
Now look, Leduc knows what to do. He puts it in his mouth.
Oh, God.
Now, see, Leduc knows what to do with barbed wire, you know. He's one of these guys that probably ties up his girlfriend with barbed wire, you know what I mean?
I won't doubt it. I won't doubt it.
Right, Leduc don't look like he's too happy right now. Anyhow, he's got busted open. He's trying to rip Colon's mouth out of here. If you can look, see the barbed wire is right in his mouth.
In this type of matches, everything goes. There's no disqualification. The referee cannot stop the match till there's a winner.
That's right. And, you know, that's just like the referee being in there handcuffed and handcuffed to a rope where he can't do nothing about it.
See, there's the advantage to Joe Leduc. He's got that... those tapes on his hands, and you don't have to worry about cutting his hands there.
That's right. Like I said before, he had bad wrists.
Carlos Colon in a lot of trouble. The wire cutting the edges of his mouth right now.
Oh, I imagine Carlos Colon right now is trying to think of some way he can get away from that barbed wire, get away from Joe Leduc. Now, Leduc, I don't know why Leduc did this. He should not have let that man away from that barbed wire. That barbed wire in his mouth was hurting that man.
This match taking place at Heron Bithorn Stadium, right at the capital of Puerto Rico, San Juan. Carlos in a lot of trouble, and Leduc looking stronger.
Well, Leduc's one of these guys, Hugo, that when he gets hurt, he gets stronger. He gets that animal instinct in him coming out. Look at now, he's tearing that into the shoulder of Carlos Colon, ripping the skin all over the body of Carlos Colon with that barbed wire. You see right there on Joe Leduc's arm, on his right arm, where he's been cut by the barbed wire on the arm also.
Carlos screaming in pain, and the soundtrack you're listening to is a Spanish original soundtrack. We apologize that to our English-speaking viewers, but Eddie Grimes, always trying to bring you the best of professional wrestling, has rescued some of these tremendous matches for this exciting video tape.
That's right. You know, Fast Eddie, EG, brother, you know what he does, don't you? He runs a lot. Oh, there's a big lumberjack boot right in the head of Carlos Colon. If the barbed wire won't bust him open, Joe LeDuc's boots will. I'll guarantee you that.
And besides, he's got those heavy, powerful legs.
That's right. He's a big man. I think Carlos Colon is probably wishing right now that there wasn't barbed wire on those ropes so he can get the heck out of there and get out of Dodge, or excuse me, San Juan.
Joe LeDuc doing some serious damage to the forehead of Carlos Colon. Referee is Thomas Marin. And like we said before, we are at the Huron Bithorn Stadium in San Juan, Puerto Rico, where the wrestling fans are suffering right now as their idol is in some serious trouble.
Boy, I'll tell you, take a look at Carlos Colon right there. He's spitting up blood where his mouth has been cut open by the barbed wire. He's definitely hurt. Joe LeDuc's trying to put it on his throat. As you can see, Colon's barely keeping that off his throat right there. Remember one thing, the World Wrestling Council brings you the best of professional wrestlers, baby.
And you know, when you wrestle in the World Wrestling Council, you could expect the toughest competition, and some of the toughest men are involved here in the World Wrestling Council.
That's right. That's
Men
why
like
the
Joe
best
LeDuc,
wrestlers
Carlos
are here, baby.
Abdullah the Butcher, and some of the other names you will see in this videotape.
And I'll tell you something, you'll see just a little bit of everybody here, baby. But I'll tell you something right now, Carlos Colon, Joe LeDuc, for the last 10, 15 minutes have just gone at it brutally in this barbed wire match.
LeDuc pushing the body of Colon forward into the wire, and the referee barely can do anything here because he's there for one purpose only. Is it to make sure that the man's shoulders are pinned for the count of 3, or if one of them surrenders?
That's right. And right there's a low blow by Carlos Colon. If you can't get a man off you one way, get him off you the other way, right?
And he's doing that, and things were not looking too good for him, and now he's got LeDuc on the mat.
That's right. And you know, Carlos Colon right there there's that Latin temper of his, but you notice he's kicking the man in the knee. And the reason for this, ladies and gentlemen, is Carlos Colon probably has the most devastating figure-4 leg lock of any professional wrestler in professional wrestling. Now Carlos Colon is just continually stomping Joe LeDuc in the head, in the ribs, in the arms, just anything to keep this man off balance.
And not too many people could say they could do this to the lumberjack man, Joe LeDuc. He is a powerhouse, and right now Carlos connecting some powerful shots, headbutt. And you know something? When he learned this, headbutts was in some tremendous competition with Abdullah the Butcher, he learned his headbutt techniques because Abdullah uses that so well to his advantage.
That's right. And you take a look right now. Look at Joe LeDuc. His arms are cut open. And I'll tell you something, his head's busted open, and Carlos Colon just keeps knocking him into that barbed wire. And every time he goes in that barbed wire, there's a little bit more of his body. He's leaving a piece on that wire.
Carlos following some good shots to the face of Joe LeDuc. He throws him in against the wires. Whoa! I think he felt more the wires on the punch of the belly.
I think so, too. Now, here he goes. Carlos Colon going for his patented figure-4 leg lock.
He's a master at that, Bobby.
He is. He's one of the greatest. And also, later on in this video, we'll also see another great master of the figure-4 in Hercules Ayala.
Yeah, it's been said that Carlos Colon, Hercules Ayala, and Nature Boy Ric Flair are 3 of the men that have the most powerful figure-4 leg lock in professional wrestling.
That's
today.
right. And I can vouch for 2 of those men, Ric Flair, Hercules Ayala, and Carlos Colon.
Okay, now LeDuc, he's not giving up here, the referee.
Here he does. He just gave up. Carlos Colon is the winner in this, the first of the bloody matches.
Joe LeDuc, a bloody match. Carlos Colon victorious, but he's after injuring Joe LeDuc. There is your winner, Carlos Colon, but I don't think he's just looking for a victory. He wants to destroy LeDuc.
Oh, he wants to break his leg, that's for sure, Lucevich. Joe LeDuc has put him through nothing but pressure, torture, and pain tonight. He took him and put him right into that wire. His mouth's busted open. His head's busted open. Plus, pieces of his body are laying all over that barbed wire. I'm sure Carlos Colon would like nothing better than to break his leg.
Carlos Colon has succeeded defeating Joe LeDuc, but I think right now he wants this man out of professional wrestling.
And you see right there, look at Joe LeDuc. He's in torment and pain. His head's busted open. He's a bloody mess. And right there, Mateo, the referee, raising the hand of Carlos Colon, the winner in this match on the first video.
Joe Leduc in agony and pain. Victorious Carlos Colon, bloody. A lot of more scars on his body. Defeated in the mat, Joe Leduc. And fans, this is the bloody matches tape. And we're going to take you to another exciting match, our second match.